Last time on What If Sonic, Dr. Eggman and his assistant, Miles Prower, had unleashed chaos from the Master Emerald and ambushed our heroes. Now knowing the threat, Sonic, Mighty, and Ray split up via different leads to find the Chaos Emeralds before Chaos can absorb them, and all while Miles' lust for revenge grows. We cut into Final Egg, where Eggman and Miles had reconvened after a successful recon attack on Sonic & Co. Miles sits comfortably in a chair, glooming at himself. He's clearly stuck in deep thought. This is halted though, as his boss approaches him.
A mission success, wouldn't you say, my lackey?
In certain ways, yes. That monster has potential. But can you even control it?
It'll obey me. I'm the one feeding it power after all. Don't question it too much.
Fine. I just hope that powering up this creature is even worth it. So far, it's proved weak.
Have you sent out the E-Series for the emeralds?
Yes, Doctor. Beta, Gamma, and Delta are tracking ones we have leads on. Epsilon and Zeta are being put on hold for the egg carrier launch. I haven't decided where to deploy Zero yet.
Good. Speaking of the egg carrier, I'll be busy overseeing the launch. I need you to do something for me in the meantime.
What is it?
Those no-good pests are for certain on the hunt for the emeralds. In the case that the E-Series fails, we'll need a way to get them. So, I'd like you to plant a seed of doubt within an echidna for me.
Eggman grins mischievously as he tells Miles his orders. Whilst this happens, we cut to Casinopolis. Mighty is stuck investigating the bombastic and neon building for a white Chaos Emerald. The dreamy stage is overwhelming and filled to the brim with people, but it's nothing Mighty can't handle. He attempts to ask around about the emerald, but to no avail. Despite the rumors, nobody seems to know where it is. He even attempts to ask some of the staff for assistance, and while they seemed recipient to helping, they also wanted it to be worth their while. So without any options, Mighty has no chance but to gamble, in hopes of being able to pay for assistance.
Cards, billiards, even pinball, but I can't win jack. Well, hopefully slots will give me the luck I need.
Mighty approaches the Knight Slots machine and starts playing a few rounds, but not even this is coming up good for him. After a few embarrassingly bad turns, he punches the machine out of frustration, and before he can cause a ruckus, he heads for the shower rooms to cool off some steam. He begins to doze and think of some way to earn money. While he does this, a gleam hits his eye for a second. He looks down to the drain to see a white glow coming from below. As he starts to focus in, he sees it. The white Chaos Emerald. Immediately, Mighty runs out and around the casino, pushing through people as he tears open the door to the trash chute and reluctantly falls through it into the sewers. He starts dashing forward throughout the dilapidated way.
How did I get stuck with this? Gambling with no luck, and then running through the sewer like I'm a rat? Sonic and Ray aren't gonna hear the end of this after I'm done here.
Just then, he sees the white Chaos Emerald from earlier and halts. Without hesitation, he lunges to the emerald to grab it, but just before reaching it, some water from the sewer splashes him, launching him back.
Ah! Gross! Why did I get stuck with this kind of luck today of all days?
Before he can continue to complain, the water that splashes starts to morph and form around the white emerald as a tall liquid figure forms, staring down at Mighty as it grips the jewel.
Ugh! It's that water creature Sonic told me about. Well, tall, wet, and ugly, you're about to get the beating of your life.
Mighty strikes forward at Chaos and sends the creature falling back. He then spins forward, getting a clean hit on it, and begins beating down hard. Chaos relents and starts shifting around the room, sending tornadoes of sewer water at the armadillo. When he's distracted, Chaos reforms from behind and swipes at Mighty, sending him careening across the floor. Chaos then jumps high and punches down at Mighty, releasing a devastating shockwave that shakes the sewers. Mighty begins to get up, trying to formulate a plan. He notices that from the shockwave, a series of large pipes had gotten loose from the wall. Without pulling any punches, he rips them off and swats at Chaos with them, sending the monster back into a wall. As Mighty approaches, ready to rip the emerald off Chaos, the creature finally absorbs it, becoming Chaos 2. With newfound strength, the monster pulses back and sends a wave of energy, getting Mighty off of it. It then jumps up, sending tons of water spewing from the pipes, attempting to drown Mighty. While he's distracted, Chaos makes its escape and the water bombardment stops. Mighty finally gets back up, clenching his fist in anger.
Darn it! That creature snatched it from me! Better regroup back with the others. Hopefully they had better luck.
As Mighty leaves the sewers on an annoyed note, we cut to Windy Valley, located within the Mystic Ruins, where Ray is attempting to find the blue Chaos Emerald. The timid flying squirrels traversing these ancient ruins and sky-high mountains, traversing through an abundance of floating platforms. He had heard about archaeologists seeing the Chaos Emerald in this area, but the dangerous landscape wouldn't let them get it. No problem for someone of Ray's caliber, though. Using his abilities to soar across the sky, the various wind turbines and gusts of winds only made this task easier.
So far, nothing. I really don't want to disappoint Sonic or Mighty. Alright, Ray, it's time to pull it together. I've got an emerald to find.
As to interrupt his monologuing, suddenly a loud sound is heard, as in the distance, a massive tornado approaches the area.
Whoa! Don't be afraid, Ray. You can do this.
Ray braces himself as the tornado starts to pull him in. With his abilities, he's able to use the strong winds to glide through the sky and through avoiding obstacles thrown at him from the tornado. Through his bravery and tenacity, he's rewarded with being launched sky high and onto a series of floating islands. And luckily for him, that's where his prize appears to be as well.
That was something. I wonder how high up I am.
He looks around and immediately notices a shining brilliant blue light coming from the nearby island. He looks closer and sees it's a Chaos Emerald.
Gotcha!
Ray spin dashes off the floating island before soaring into the sky, and with the speed gathered, he lands himself onto the neighboring island where the emerald lies. He grabs it without hesitation, with a gleeful glint on his face.
I did it!
Ray swiftly flies from island to island until getting back down to ground level. Now back on the ground, he leaves to the Mystic Ruins to wait for the others. Unfortunately for him, he's swiftly ambushed by a strange figure. The figure grabs the emerald right out of Ray's hand and stances at a distance, surveying the object.
Chaos Emerald successfully obtained.
It's E-102 Gamma, one of the E-Series robots.
Hey! Give that back!
Gamma looks at Ray, but gives no reaction and begins to leave. Ray doesn't let them leave though, and charges at the robotic assassin.
I said, give that back!
Ray spins at Gamma and hits him with his tail, hurtling back, nearly dropping the emerald. Gamma gets back up and stares down Ray.
Aggression detected. Initiating counter protocol.
Gamma pulls out a buster gun and points it at Ray. Before the flying squirrel can react, Gamma launches several beams at Ray, and after getting him off guard, he fires a missile at Ray's general area, which explodes around him and knocks him back. Ray, now distracted by the smoke and fire around him, has to refocus himself. Gamma uses this time to get up and away, and by the time Ray can clear up the smoke, Gamma is long gone.
Dang it! I'll have to regroup with the others. If only I wasn't so easily distracted.
Ray heads off, distraught at his unfortunate failure, feeling insecure and upset at himself. In the meantime, Miles is doing his part of the plan, as he looks for Knuckles. The Echidna warrior was last seen in Station Square, near the ocean. Miles would impatiently wait, feeling as if this whole thing would be a waste of time.
I could be out there, crushing Sonic with my brilliance. The Doctor knows how much I hate him. Why would he waste me on something like this? At the very least, Knuckles can be my ticket to pummeling that blue rat. I just need to play my cards right.
His thought is interrupted as Knuckles marches in looking worn out. Seems he's arrived to take a quick breath. Now's his chance to strike.
Hey there!
Knuckles looks over, not questioning the fact that this fox is covered in cybernetics.
Who? Me? Get lost, pint-sized. I have a duty to do.
Miles gets a bit annoyed by this comment, but keeps his cool.
I'm Miles. You know Sonic, right?
Now Knuckles' attention is caught by this statement.
Sonic? Yeah, I know him. What's it to you?
Miles speaks in a very persuasive tone, ready to put his lie to action.
Listen, I'm here to warn you. He and his merry gang are out for the Master Emerald Shards.
What? How do you know this?
That sleuthy rat had asked me and a few other locals for help finding the shards. After I learned their real reasoning behind it, I knew I had to warn you.
Now that you say it, they arrived here the same time the Master Emerald shattered. That blue bozo's really gonna get it now! Hey kid, do you know where he is?
I'd check the Mystic Ruins.
Thanks, Miles. Now to pummel that smug-faced chump.
I'm counting on it, Knuckles. I'm counting on it.
Knuckles runs off to the train station, whilst Miles leaves the hotel with a gleefully prideful smirk. Things are going well. We now cut to Ice Cap Zone, where Sonic had been searching. He had heard from locals that a blue robot was seen lurking through the peaks. No doubt an Eggman robot. If that robot is there, the Emerald isn't far behind. So, Sonic does what he does best, and speeds through the ice-cold summits. After finding no clues on the Iceland, he gives his attention to the many caverns. The Hedgehog approaches an eerie entrance as the twirling labyrinth of tunnels and caves begins.
I never liked these caves. They were always so eerie. Really ruins my vibe. But that bucket of bolts is bound to be here. And with it, hopefully, that emerald.
Sonic dashes down the long and winding caverns. He stops suddenly as something catches his eye. Footprints. Before he can follow their lead, he steps on a thin piece of ice and the floor below him shatters. He falls and wails down into a large cavern filled with a huge icy lake. Our hero lands into the cold water and as quickly as he could jumps out shivering and shaking.
The only thing worse than water. Freezing water.
As he shivers and shakes, he's caught completely off guard by an odd sight. A big purple cat fishing in an ice lake?
Whoa there, pal! It's dangerous in here. What are you doing?
Fishing?
Right. Why? There's some lame-o robots scavenging these caves. It's best you get out of here.
I can't.
Why not?
I gotta find my pal Froggy.
What's a froggy?
He's my very best pal. And we're having fun the other day until he ate some strange water.
Strange water?
Yeah, he ate my Lucky Charm too. It was nice and yellow. I tried finding him, and I ended up here.
Hold up. A yellow charm? That means...
Sonic is both shocked and annoyed to learn that this dude's frog ate the Chaos Emerald. Well, there's only one thing to do.
Good Gaia. Well, what's your name?
Big?
Well, nice to meet you, Big. I'm Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog. I'll help you find your frog.
Really? Yippee!
With that, Sonic reluctantly helps his burly new buddy find Froggy. The two track through the caverns and fish where they can. For a while, they have no luck, until they find something peculiar. A large lake within the cave is shown in front of them, and searching through the water is a blue robot.
Gotcha! Alright, Big, let's do it! Big?
Sonic halts his dash to see Big sitting down, casting a fishing line.
What are you doing?
Fishing? It's a good spot.
Come on, dude, we gotta find your friend!
As Sonic shouts this, the robot salvaging through the water picks up on its company and faces them.
Identifying unknown entities. Scanning. Sonic the Hedgehog and unknown. Engaging the enemy.
Uh-oh.
Delta boots across the water and pummels Sonic into a wall.
Oh, no you don't!
Sonic charges up a spin dash and launches Delta back before running around and gaining distance. Delta takes multiple shots at Sonic as he takes cover. When the robot's onslaught subsides, Sonic spins into a ball and launches all across the cavern like a pinball. He lands multiple hits onto Delta as the robot is pushed onto the back foot. While he rages on, Big's line begins to tense up as he pulls hard on his rod. From the water jumps out Froggy, and Big exclaims in joy.
Froggy! There you are, buddy!
Delta takes notice of this as he scans.
Scanning. Chaos Emerald identified. Priority changing.
Delta takes its attention off of Sonic as the mech focuses itself onto Froggy. The robot dashes forward and grabs Froggy out of Big's hands and jumps back, gaining some distance.
Froggy!
Don't worry, Big. I'll get him back for you.
Sonic charges and then releases a powerful light-speed attack against Delta. As the mech takes more damage, it starts to weave and whirl around the arena, in attempting to avoid Sonic's onslaught of attacks. Sonic finally hits once more, spinning into the chest of the robot, sending it far back. In conjunction, Big launches his fishing rod forward, with the line catching on to Froggy as the grip Delta has loosens. The robot lays on the snow, presumably out of function.
Well done, buddy.
Froggy! Yay!
From all the commotion, Froggy spits out the yellow emerald it had swallowed earlier. Big picks it up and hands it to Sonic.
Nice guys like you should have a Lucky Charm.
You're definitely right, Big. Guys like me should have this stuff.
As the two celebrate, Delta suddenly stands back up, barely operational. The robot charges at the duo, and they're too late to dodge.
Whoa!
Ah!
Big grabs onto Delta and chucks it at the cavern wall.
Nobody hurts my friends.
Wow.
Just then, the cavern starts to shake as stalactites fall from the ceiling.
Watch out, Big! I think your little throw caused something. Follow me!
Sonic spins into the wall and burrows through it out onto the surface where a cliff overlooks the mountains. Big follows shortly behind as the two catch a breath.
Well, we nearly avoided disaster.
Before Sonic can finish his sentence, the top of the mountain shakes and stirs as tons of snow falls from the top.
Avalanche!
With his quick thinking, Sonic makes a makeshift snowboard out of some wood scraps from a tree and starts boarding down. Big follows not too far behind, holding Froggy tight as he slides down the mountain. Sonic swerves and shifts through the downslide, barely scaving off the avalanche, whilst Big starts to roll into a snowball and gets bigger and faster. Before they know it, the two reach the base of the mountain as a loud thump signals their crash landing onto the ground. With the avalanche over, the two dig themselves out of the snow and refocus themselves.
One Chaos Emerald down, and a thrilling snowboard ride to suit. Alright, big guy, little guy, I need to juice and jam. See ya!
Bye!
Sonic speeds off out of Ice Cap and back to the Mystic Ruins, where he and his group had agreed to reconvene after their respective missions. Sonic arrives there, but before he can notice, someone shows up behind him, and Sucker punches right at his face, knocking him down.
Talk about a cheap shot. Let me guess, it's...
Sonic stands up to see Knuckles right in front of him, looking tensed and ready to rumble, and that's where we're leaving things for right now. What will happen now, with Mighty and Ray failing to get their Chaos Emeralds from the clutches of Eggman and Chaos? What will Sonic do in the face of a clearly misunderstanding with Knuckles? And what does Miles have in store for them? Find out next time on What If Sonic. Like and subscribe for more if you want to, and as always, thanks for watching.